Hey y'all, it's Christy Cook from Teadoddles. Whew, man, what a busy week. Yeah, I'm recording this later on a Saturday evening instead of a Friday evening because, well, it's just been really busy. But first, I want to say welcome, new subscribers, and welcome back, returning subscribers. If you're looking for me on any sort of social media, you can just look for Teadoddles, and that is Teadoddles. Yes, because sometimes you can see where people put in search engines. You can't see who's searching, but you can just see that someone found you by putting this in or whatever. And some people would spell it Teadoddles with 2 O's and 1 D, but it's 1 O and 2 D's at the end. So anyway, that's confusing for some people, but I am on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Ravelry, of course my blog, and Etsy, and YouTube, and Google Plus, which I think they're about to do away with that. But anyway, I'm all of the. If you're looking for me, just look for Teadoddles, and you should find me. Okay, if I'm on there, or some that I'm not on. There's so many, but yeah. So, man, I had the week off from school for Thanksgiving, but I don't feel like I had a week off. I'm just gonna say that it has been so busy. So very busy, which is why I'm recording this late. Yeah, I went, let's see, this past Sunday we had our Thanksgiving with my in-laws. I made pies. I made pecan pie and pumpkin pie, which I have to say, my pumpkin pie turned out quite delicious, even though I thought I had put too much cream in it, because I was looking at 2 different recipes, and one called for milk and one called for evaporated milk or condensed milk. It was probably condensed. I don't know. Either way, the evaporated milk was for 14 ounces and the milk was for 1 cup, and I wound up putting almost 2 cups of cream, heavy whipping cream in there, because I wanted that in there. But it turned out quite good, so I'm gonna have to remember that next time I make one. So, but my pie crust was too flaky and crumbled apart because I had no vodka. The secret ingredient to that is vodka, and that's what I guess keeps it together. I don't know. I've never made it without vodka. I just didn't have any. So, yeah, it was still good. And then Monday and Tuesday I spent doing blog posts, and because I had my Pinterest challenge post, which has to go out at midnight Monday for Tuesday, and then I have my Monday post to do. And then I also spent it trying to get some more things into my shop, my Etsy shop, which I also want to say thank you very much to those who have purchased from my Etsy shop. I really appreciate that. It's good to know that people appreciate the things that I'm making and putting in there. I am trying to add more things. But yeah, I really appreciate that. Got my computer here, so if you see me doing this, I'm trying to keep it open because I feel like I'm going to forget something and I might need to look at it for something. So, but yeah, so yes, I super appreciate that. I really appreciate the purchases. I hope you enjoy your products when you get them. I'm still learning about packaging things and sending things out, so yeah, lots to learn. I don't have any sales in my shop right now. I know there's a bunch of sales going on this weekend, but I just opened my shop, so it's kind of hard to do right now. I do have, if you make a purchase, you get a free, come on, focus on it. not wanting to do it. Wow. It says made with love. It's not going to focus on it, but it's a little stitch marker I made. And I put one of these in with every order. So it's a little bonus. Or a charm. You can use it as a charm on a charm bracelet. But yeah, so you get one of those with every purchase right now. So that's a little bonus. Although I can't offer a discount at this point in time. Maybe in the future, if it does well and people keep buying things. So, yeah. What else? What was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about this week. Gosh, y'all, it's been so busy. So then Wednesday morning we got up. I stayed the night at my parents' because my dad and I were going to get my son in Atlanta. We got up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And we left about 4:30 or so. Yeah. Headed to Atlanta. Oh, tired. But we were back with my son to our house. Yeah, about like 11-ish. Yeah. A little after 11. Yeah. Or to my parents' house. Which is crazy. Because it's like a 3-hour drive at least. Because he lives technically up above the main part of Atlanta. I mean, you have to go all the way through Atlanta to get to where he lives. So, yeah. But, yeah, I was talking about he needed a haircut. I wish he would let me post the before picture before he got his haircut. Y'all, I thought I picked up Moses or something. I don't know. He was just like beard. It was very dark too. And hair. You know what I'm saying? Just like so much hair. It's crazy. But we did go that afternoon. So I had to take before pictures because my husband didn't get to see him until he got his haircut. He got like, I mean, it looked like a whole new person. There was so much hair on the floor. So much hair on the floor. I guess I could insert a picture in here. Of his hair. I don't know that y'all want to see that, but just to see how much hair was cut off his head. Yeah. He desperately needed that. So he looked, I'm sure when he goes back to work, they're going to be like, who is that? So, anyway, he stayed through, let's see, he came Wednesday, so then he stayed at my parents' because they have a guest room, and his room is kind of full of stuff right now. Well, his old room. I've really got to make that over so he'll have a place to stay here. Of course, our internet does not work as well, so that was another reason he wanted to stay there. Yeah. But yeah, so we had Thanksgiving at my parents' Thursday, and then we all watched Avengers: Infinity War because my son wanted us to watch a movie together, and that's the one we watched. And y'all, I love superhero movies and stuff, but that movie made me so mad. I knew it was going to end badly because I'd already heard people talking, my students and everything, but I was still mad. It's just, I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but I was very mad. But there's a number 2 coming out next March, or this coming March, so I'll waiting to see that now. Anyway, so we had good lunch over there, and we got finished with that. We came back, well, my husband and I came back home, and what did we do Friday? I stayed up really late Friday because I was trying to put more products in the shop that I had made. So, and then Friday, oh, and then I had to also finish this quilt, this t-shirt quilt, which I did not take any pictures of. But, so Friday I spent most of Friday finishing that t-shirt quilt. And I'm going to tell you, it was supposed to be at twin size is what she requested, but she had so many t-shirts, it just turned out bigger, okay? It was bigger. I couldn't fit everything in there, and there were still 2 shirts in the box because they were made of that slinky jersey baseball shirt material. And yeah, so, which I didn't charge extra for it because I'd have that for over a year. But she didn't have a due date for it. She just said, whenever you get done, you know, that kind of order. Don't do orders like that with me, y'all. I just, everything else will get in front of it because, like, oh, I don't have a due date for that. So anyway, then she was wanting to know where it was, and she wanted it for her daughter's birthday at the end of this month. So my aunt, it's one of my aunt's friends, and she was visiting her daughter up in Cummings, Georgia, which is up above Atlanta. They were coming back through, and they were going to meet us so she could get the quilt and take it to the lady, because she lives over near Savannah, Georgia, which is 3 hours east of me. Yeah, northeast of me. And then Atlanta is 3 hours north of me, so it's like a big Bermuda Triangle. Yeah. Anyway, so I did finish it. I did do a technique, and I was going to take a picture of that, because with t-shirt, even though I did the interfacing, sometimes they still stretch, and I did what I call a pillowcase turn instead of binding on this quilt, where you sandwich it and stitch it and flip it and then stitch up the hole like you would a pillow cover rather than a pillowcase. And so if you do that, because you don't quilt before, I don't do a lot of quilting on t-shirt quilts because the knit, even with the interfacing, doesn't like it. But what I decided to do is I did these little X's at like intersections of the t-shirts, because the way I did the t-shirts, I had like long rows. There were different sizes, so they didn't all line up. So I did X's, so they were kind of spread out, and I liked doing that. So, because I kind of went over it twice when I did it. Yeah, I think I want to try that on another quilt, but more intentionally. So, something to think about. But I did forget to take a picture of that, so anyway, that technically should have been in my sewing section. But y'all, it's 10:40 on Saturday night, and today we went and took my son back to Atlanta. We left town about 8:30 after we ate breakfast. We did not get back to town till almost 5 o'clock, y'all. I don't know. It just took forever today. Wednesday didn't take that long. Today took forever. So I was very tired when I came back, and I had to eat, and I also needed to not just sit, because I've been sitting for so long. Plus we brought back some of my son's stuff, so he has to move out like by December 12th-ish. So he was sending some stuff back. So I needed to do some cleaning in the house, so I did that before I sat down to record this. Now I've gotten really tired, but I need to do this so I can go out tomorrow, because it's going to be a day late anyway. So, let's see. Anything else to tell you about that? Oh, I got a haircut, in case you can't tell. My hair's not really fixed today. It's pretty flat. So, I was trying to zhuzh it up so it didn't look too throwed away. But, y'all understand, right? Y'all understand. Yeah. So, tomorrow I do have to finish washing clothes. But in between that, I'm probably going to be sitting and watching YouTube or Netflix and crocheting, because I'm tired. I'm just tired. I do have a blog post to do for Monday, but I know what I'm going to do, and it doesn't require... I'm just going to be kind of updating y'all on stuff coming up on the blog, and changes coming, and just different things like that. So, it was about time for that. So, I also... Let's see. I've got... Monday I go back to school for 3 more weeks, basically. Yeah, the last week of November, the first 2 weeks of December. And then I have the last 2 weeks of December off and the first week of January off before school starts back. But my son is coming back, and he's staying here for those 3 weeks because he's got to move into a new apartment. So in order to avoid paying up rent in 2 different places in December, he's just going to come back here, because he has a break from school as well, and then move in January. So that's exciting. I'm excited about that. Yeah. And then he and I are going to work on, he wants me to make him this costume for Dragon Con. Yeah, that's what it's called in Atlanta. It's where they dress up like characters from games and movies and things like that. And he has a particular one he wants to work on, and so me and him are going to be working on that some while he's here. And I'll be working on getting more stuff for the shop. Yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm hoping to get some stuff sewn up before those 3 weeks are up, because it'll be too late for people to order stuff for Christmas. I think the latest you can order, or the latest something can ship out, is by the 20th to get there by Christmas, hopefully. And there's no guarantees on that with regular mail, regular first class mail. I think that's right, yeah. So, but I'm going to say probably by the 15th. If you want it by Christmas, you need to order it, because that's what I'm going to say. Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm an expert on that. No, I'm not. Y'all, I have people that... Last year I mailed things to some new friends I made online in Australia. And it was so late because I had never mailed things overseas. And, you know, it takes a lot longer because of customs and all that stuff. So I really want to send them something again this year. So I really need to get that in the mail before December 1st. So, anywho. Oh, I wanted to ask. I know this is a weird thing, but has anybody ever tried this stuff? It's an allergy medicine. I guess it's a new one. I don't know. I do Sample Source, which is where I get samples, like, I think it's like every season or something. I don't know. But this was a bonus one they just sent me. And it's a 24-hour one. It has 10 tablets. But I don't know if I want to take it or not. Sometimes these things make me sleepy. I usually take Benadryl at night before I go to bed, because it keeps me from itching, because I have eczema on my foot and stuff. And it helps me sleep. So, I don't know if I want to try this or not. We'll see. But I got that in the mail. I didn't know if anybody else has ever tried it, if they know what it does. So, let's just move on to crochet. Let's see. I have one finished object. Yeah, just one. It's my shawl. Oh, that's not the right bag. Let me get the right bag. Yeah. I finished my shawl from the Jimmy Beans Wool Club. Like, this is not the one for that ends in this December. It's the one before that. I don't remember what it's called, what kind of shawl it's called, but I finished it. I've woven all the ends under while in my long rides back and forth to Atlanta. Yeah. So, I've just got to block it. So, my ends are not completely trimmed off because I don't do that until I block it. But they have been woven. But here it is. It's very pretty. I love the colors. Just a little picot edge on it. I like that. I like how they only put the stripe on one side like that. So it kind of flattens out on this end. Those are my ends. Sometimes they draw it when you block it, so I don't trim them completely off until I block it. But then on this end, it kind of does this. So the ends are different. And asymmetrical. So it turned out bigger than I thought it was originally. Let's see. I can do this. I like it. Look. Yeah. It's very warm. It's wool. Pretty much mostly all wool. But it's very lightweight too. So I like it a lot. That's my only finished object. But I really love it. I just have to block it like I said. I wanted to show y'all. This is all the yarn I had left over from what they sent me. Oh, I got some burgundy in there. Most of the big ones are the cream color that went in between all the stripes. But I did have a bunch of green left for some reason. Because on this, you were supposed to do like one whole stripe. But you see how mine sometimes ended. Because I didn't have enough to go across the whole thing. So I would just start the next one. And do the whole next row. That's how I did it. But I like it. And now I just need to block it. Yay! That's my only finished crocheted object. But I do have a work in progress, which is my next. The Jimmy Bean wool started in October, so I've got November's box, which I'll show you in a minute. So this one has come out there. It's got my hook in it still. I just don't have any stitch markers with me. This is what I've got. I think last time I just had that brown bit at the bottom. So now I have, yeah. This is, let's see, you can see it's got that cabling that's going up on it. This will definitely need to be blocked so that lays flatter. Let's see the texture in that yarn. It's got lots of little, it's very colorful. So let's see, the first box I got this one and this one. And the way they did it, they're sending you whole skeins of this, right? It's Canoe by Sugar Bush Yarns. And you can decide how you want to stripe it. So, but right now I'm at the end of where this month's clue ended, so I'm figuring that this is probably just going to continue up, and then you'll put the buttons on it that they're showing. But this month we got this color. It's got some little colorful bits in there. So hold on. Eventually we're going to have all of these colors. These are all the colors you get. Let me cover up that. These are all the colors you get. This is what we are making. And see, they show you can do different stripes. You can do the stripes however you want to. I chose to do, I had done 3 rows of the brown, and then I did 4, no, that's not right. I did 3 repeats of the 4 and 5 rows. So that's 6 rows of the yellow, but then it stopped at 4 rows of the light brown. But I'm assuming it'll just continue on, so I'll do the next 2 rows in that and then go from there. But this month, they only sent us 1 of this color. They sent, instead of the other color, we needed this, which I was confused about, because it's like, that's not the same kind of yarn. I mean, it's the same people, Sugar Bush, but this is bold. This is a super extra fine super wash merino, 100% wool. It's very soft, so soft and squishy. This yarn's a little rough. It's still soft. It's just you can feel the texture in it more. So what they said was that they'd had a problem with their shipment or manufacturing or something of the other color that was supposed to come this month. So they sent this as kind of a freebie, and that next month I'll get three of those balls of yarn, because I'm supposed to get 2 each month. So I'll get the one I'm missing this month next month, but then I got this bonus yarn, which who doesn't like bonus yarn? So that's really awesome. Now I just have to figure out, this is, how many yards is on there? 190 yards. It's a number 4. Number 4 yarn. Yeah, that's probably about right. It's so soft. I don't know what I'm going to make with it though. But let's see. This is what I got for my little extras this time. I got more of their, no, this is soak, for soaking your stuff in. This is fig. So this is different than one I've got before. I got another one that's for that shawl I just showed y'all. It was a different flavor though. So then we also got a darning needle, which I used to weave in all my ends. And it says they have these new things called Smart Sticks, which are knitting needles with, I don't know, they got some kind of marks on them that help you with stuff. I don't know, I don't knit, so I don't know what it's for. But it says, if only Smart Sticks were smart enough to weave in your ends. Now, when they make something that can do that, I'll be buying that for sure. I will. So we got that, and then we also got a little leather label to add that says handmade. It's very soft. So I'll be sticking that on my little thing when I get done. So those were the bonuses with this month. Well, and technically this yarn was a bonus. So that was nice. I always love it when they do things like that. So let me get all of this in here. And I think I showed y'all my sequin for Mary Max and Maxim last month, but I haven't really done anything else on it. So my little crochet from that kit. And this month, for some reason, I got a knit kit, which I'm pretty sure I showed you that. So I forgot to call them Monday about that still, because I don't want them sending me a knit kit next month. I don't know why they sent me a knit kit. So anyway, so what else can I talk about? Okay, this past week, Monday, I did a little thing on the blog about using different, like when you use a patterned yarn or a multicolored yarn with certain patterns, it doesn't show up as well. I had someone comment that the scarf I showed with the color changing yarn, but it had, you know, long color changes, but it had a lot of texture in the yarn, in the scarf. She had tried to make it with just probably something like this, you know, with or like this, the shorter repeats. And she said the texture wasn't showing up, and I was like, well, that's probably why, because sometimes when you have a busy yarn and a busy pattern, they compete with each other. So busy yarns are better for a simpler pattern because you want the yarn to stand out. So I did some little samples and everything. I'll put that blog post in the show notes. Which, just in case, this will probably post before I get the show notes done, y'all. Just saying. I will get them done, but I usually have them up there, but it's probably will go up before I have that. But if you'll notice, I did some bobble stitches here, but it's very hard to see that because the yarn is so busy. I did some X stitches up here too. So, but in this yarn, which is the end of it, you can see they stand out. This is a stiffer yarn too, but this is the end of that mandala that I crocheted the other scarf out. So if you want to use a color changing yarn in a very textured crochet pattern, you should use one with longer color repeats. So you get more of a section in each color rather than it changing within the stitches. I also talked about the textured yarns. Like, you know, homespun yarn has a lot of texture to it because it's a wavy yarn. So making a textured pattern doesn't make any sense because it's not going to stand out because the yarn's already textured. So, and then this is a more textured color changing yarn. So I did the same pattern, and then with this one it has sprinkles on it, but you can see the stitches because it's a stiffer yarn, and the color changes in this yarn are longer, and then there's just bits of sprinkles on it. So anyway, I did a whole blog post about it. I'll link to it in my show notes. I was just trying to give you some tips on how to deal with that, because I don't usually, you see things about using different yarn weights and stuff, maybe even the fibers, but you don't see too much about your yarn choices based on the pattern you're picking. Like if it's really textured pattern, and if you have a really textured yarn or a really busy yarn, how that's going to compete. So I just kind of learned that by trial and error over the years. So I just shared some of my tips on that. Anyway, I talked enough about that. So I also wanted to talk about, in my shop I have some stitch markers. Of course, I have project bags. I have one new project bag in there, but I'll show you that in a minute in my sewing section. But I wanted to show these now, if I can, if this will focus on them. Let's see. Well, I have two arrows, which I think they're backwards, and a little fringe, a fringe, tassel. And these come with this little small book ring to hold them on. Because you can clip these. Most of my bags have a tab of some sort on them. I think they're supposed to, but you can hook this right on it. I like a book ring because it opens up so easily, and you can clip it on stuff. And I've got these little tiny ones that are perfect for stitch markers. And you can open this. These are the 12mm ones. You can open this and take it off. You just have to make sure that that lever is all the way back before you do it. I have one like that, and I have these. Ugh, come on. Y'all. I'm terrible at this. Takes me forever to get a picture right. You can see the owl, and there's a little leaf and a little bird with it. And there's that bird. Stop focusing on my face. So I have two of these in the shop. They both have the leaf with the bird silhouette and the owl, little chain. They just have a different bird here. I have this bird and I have another one. He's in a package, so I don't want to take him out. But yeah. So I'll be adding more like this. But my plan is, when I talked before about the stitch marker bracelets, I am going to put some of those in there. I've just got to get them put together. So these will work as charms if you just want to use them as charms on those bracelets, because the bracelets will come with some charms, and you can add them if you want to, or whatever you want to do. So you can use them as charms on a bracelet, and then have them with you when you need a stitch marker, or just as a piece of jewelry. And I probably won't do, I might do some necklaces, but I'll probably just do, like, you could hang this on your necklace too, like this, if you wanted to, like on the little book rings, if you prefer to do that, right? So I did fit one pair of earrings in there. They were the little leaf, patina leaf earrings, because the other two pair of earrings I showed, I had issues with them, and I've got to fix it before I can put them up there. But my mother bought those earrings. She bought them today, actually, because she's the one that said, you should put those in your shop. And I said, well, okay, I'll put them in there and see what they do. She wanted those earrings, and I said, well, you could have just told me that, and I would have given them to you for Christmas. But she wanted to buy something out of my shop. So thank you, Mom, if you happen to be watching this. I really appreciate that. So those earrings are gone if you were eyeballing them. So I will put more earrings in there. Probably none like that, because I don't like to make things too repetitively, if that makes any sense. So we see some similar stuff, but nothing exactly the same, because that's just me. It has to be interesting in some way for me. Even if I'm making the same product, it's got to have the different fabrics and the different charm things on it, and that keeps it unique too. So anyway, stitch markers are up in there. Before I head over to the newest bag I put in the shop, I want to show you, I have one new purchase in yarn. Y'all, I don't have too many new purchases to show y'all this podcast, but there were sales. Yeah, and I may have some stuff in my cart still that I'm thinking about. So next week, if it's all come in, yeah, I'm going to have a lot to show y'all, because I can't resist a good yarn or fabric sale. So yeah, there's that. I did order some Christmas stuff too, which I can't show y'all because it might be for somebody who's watching. And plus it might not be that interesting to y'all. So, I finally got my Maker U bag, which I joined Maker U. It's like $19 a month, and they have knitting and crochet videos. It's more crochet than knitting. Light's going weird. But there's a lot of free patterns in there, and there's some good videos I want to watch. I was hoping they have more about learning more about knitting, but maybe that'll come in there. It's kind of a new thing. Well, I think it's from Ideal Me. I think that's where I've been getting this stuff from, but I think there maybe there's more than one person in there. I don't know. But for $19 a month, if I signed up for the subscription, I could get a bag of yarn worth $130. I just had to pay for shipping, which was like $14.95. So I also could not resist that. So it finally got here. It also has a pattern booklet in it. So, well, it's like a book. It's pretty, got a lot of stuff in there. So I'm going to show y'all this stuff because I was really excited about it. Now this is fancier yarn, so it may not seem like it's like not Red Heart yarn that you could put $130 worth of yarn. That yarn would be like, you know, that. So this is a nicer yarn, which is what she wanted to do, yarns that you may not have been able to purchase before. So, and yes, I already looked at it because I can't wait. No, but this is the booklet, Maker U pattern book. You can see it's fairly thick. It has lots of lovely things in it. Everything. It has knitting and crochet patterns in it. So, it has cardigans, and it has abbreviations and stuff in it. Ooh, I really like that. That's pretty. So, it has lots of fun patterns in it. I'm excited about that. So now let's take a look at this yarn. So, this is the first one that I saw, and I love the colors. So pretty. This is Noro. It's made in Japan. It is 100% wool, which I think most of this stuff in here is wool. Let's see. I have no idea how much is on here yard wise, because there's a lot of Japanese writing on the back of that, so I don't know, but it seems it's pretty fat yarn. Yeah, so I don't, well, okay, it says 100 grams. It doesn't really have a yardage or anything on it, but it says 100 grams. So, and it does say 10.5 needles, but I'm not sure. I think that's knitting needles. So, yeah, very pretty. Then I got, let's see, I have 2 of these. I really love the color of this. This one's softer than that one. They all are, you can feel the wool in them, all of these. This one's softer though. This is called Telluride. It's 82% superfine alpaca, 12% linen, and 6% Donegal, which is the tweeding in there. I do know that much. Which I'm surprised it has alpaca in it, because alpaca, I guess it's because it's the superfine. Sometimes that makes me itchy, but this is not doing that. So this is made in Peru. 50 grams, 182 yards each. So classic elite yarns. So I have 2 like that. Then I have 1 of these. This is natural cotton tofu. 100 grams. It's made in Turkey. 5 to 6 crochet needle. And see, it's telling you. Oh, my stomach's growling. If you can hear that, I'm very sorry. Okay, it says you have to have, I don't know, most of that stuff's in different languages, so I don't know what it says. Yeah, this is 100% cotton. This is soft. I like this. I will probably, honestly, I'll probably make some face cloths out of this for Christmas presents. That's probably what I'll do. Face cloths or the little face scrubbies. Yeah, I think it'll be a good yarn for that. It's a pretty color. Then I have 2 of these, which I also love the colorway. You don't know what you're going to get in here, so there's lots of purples and fallish colors. This is Lamb's Pride Super Wash Bulky 100% wool. Plum Crazy, 110 yards, 3.5 ounces or 100 grams. This is a number 5 bulky. So I have 2 of these. And then, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 of these. This is Cara. This is 50% soy silk, 50% wool, 50 grams, 100 meters, made in China. Yeah, it doesn't, these just have dye-line numbers. They don't have like a color. We like to name, I notice that a lot with yarns from other countries. Sometimes they don't really have a color name like we do here in the States. We like to give stuff names. They just have a dye-line number. So yeah, this is feels softer on my hand than it does on my neck. But like I said, this all has wool in it. So yeah, this is probably the softest one on my hand, on my face. But it'll be soft. It's kind of like that shawl I made. So yeah, that's all the yarn I got. So I'm going to put it all back in the bag and then show y'all because it'll be easier to hold up like that. I'm not going to be able to hold all that up in my hand. No, it's not going to happen. So this is what I got. Yeah. It's a pretty good bit of yarn. Yeah, I'm assuming that this is pricier yarn. It's all wool, and some is super fine merino, and some is super fine alpaca, and stuff like that from other countries. So it's still, I am happy with it. It was free. I did pay for shipping, but that's okay. And I got this booklet with all the patterns in it. So, and I know she's still doing this, so I will put a link to the website that I getting the emails from, because I can't remember which one it is. I think it's Ideal Me. But I think you have to sign up for her emails to get even links to sign up for this, because I couldn't find it otherwise. So, if that's something you're interested in, I know she sent me an email today because she had, she's made a bag for your yarn stash. It says, love your stash, or something like that. It's just a tote, like a little basic tote. But I paid for shipping, which was like $6.95, and then I'm going to get the bag for free, which she says is going to be $24.95. So, of course, I had to get that too. So, that's my new yarn that I've been waiting for. Yeah, I've been waiting for that for a while. So, finally got it. I'm excited about that. So, I think that is all of my crochet, y'all. Let's move right into sewing. As I said, most of my sewing time was spent finishing a quilt that I did not take any pictures of. So, it was a t-shirt quilt. Had lots of t-shirts on the front, you know, what a t-shirt quilt looks like. Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't take any pictures of that. So, sorry about that. I can't show it to you because I've already given it to, it's already been sent off to where it's supposed to go. So, the other thing I finished was one of my Mega Maker bags. I can't talk. Mega Maker bags. Yeah, I need to enunciate with my mouth to get the words out. For the shop. So, this is the improvements I made upon my prototype. I added a little handle. Yeah, this is kind of like a duffely bag. But I do think that the next one I make, I'm going to make it longer so it comes down to the bottom. Yeah. So, and I also put a double pull drawstring in it. It's just more efficient that way. And let's see. You can see the stitching I did around the opening. And y'all, I love the inside of this bag. This has the textured cotton on the outside. And so this is designed so that you can fold it down. I did add, there's batting in this because I quilted the inside fabric. But it still won't stand up on its own because it's too big of a bag. Besides, does the bag really need to stand up by itself if there's nothing in it? What's it doing there? I don't know. It's not like a purse. It's going to have, got fuzz on my nose from all that yarn. It's got, you know, yarn in it, it's going to stand up. So, and that's what's got to be in it. It's supposed to put yarn in your project bag, right? Or you can use this for other things. But anyway, so I did the farmhouse fabric in here, and it's got a little tab. This is what I was talking about. You can hang your stitch markers on. If you get one that come in here, your stitch marker / charms, it will fit. Woo! Right like that. Or you can put a key ring in it, whatever you like. This has just got some 2-inch wide quilted, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that to show. Yeah, it's got batting in it and it's just lightly quilted. So it's not like a heavy quilted anything. And then it does have pockets that go all the way from one end to the other. So it's so hard to show inside this bag. I should have seen me trying to take a picture of it but it's got 4 of the smaller slots in the middle, which will hold pencils, pens, crochet hooks, knitting needles, not hooks. Then it's got on each side, it has a smaller pocket and a bigger pocket. So it has one of those on each side because the pockets run from seam to seam across one side of the bag. Okay? So that is the Mega Maker bag. Now this thing is huge. When it's up like this, it is 19 inches tall by, what did I say? 18 inches? 15 inches? 15, 16 inches? Something like that. And it's 6 inches deep. So, this will hold lots and lots of yarn. Yeah. I had, when I was doing the demo pictures for my shop, I had 4 of those Karen sprinkle cakes in it, which is a super bulky yarn, and they have a lot of yarn on them. I had 4 of those in it. I had stuff in the pockets, and I still had room. I had plenty of room. So this is, you can put a whole Afghan yarn worth of yarn in here. So yeah, that is listed in the shop. Now this bag is quite a bit more than the other bags I have in there because it's so big, and I put a lot of time into this. It's way bigger than any of the other bags I have in there. So it's my Mega Maker bag. So I still need to make, I'm going to make another one to put in there. I'm not going to put too many in there at one time because I need to see if anybody wants to buy them first. But I do need to make my Traveler Maker bag too to put in there. And it'll probably be about the same price because it's got all the zippers and stuff. And it is technically, It's the same size as the bottom of this. Yeah, it just doesn't have this on it. But it has zippers and a zipper pouch in it and the pouch across the side like this one does. So, yeah. They take about the same amount of fabric. But the other one has zippers in it. So, this one has a drawstring and a handle. So, yeah. I think this is bigger. I've seen some bigger bags, but this is a pretty big bag for crochet. So, kind of crochet related, but it's still sewing related. So, it is up in the shop if you want to take a peek at it and see the price and all that stuff. Let's see. What else do I have? I have a couple of fabrics that I forgot to show you last week because I got these at Joann's. I got them in their clearance section. They are upholstery. Well, they're interior fabrics. Which interior fabrics and certain like coatings and stuff are good for bags because they're heavy duty. So, but these were on sale. I think I got them for like $7 a yard. So I got this textured red, which I really like. Plus the good thing about upholstery or interior fabrics and suitings and things, they're wide. They're a lot wider than your quilting cottons. They're 56 to 63 inches usually, whereas quilting cottons are like 42 to 45 inches wide, so you get more fabric per yard. And then I got this, which is like a denim. A really textured denim. There's little fuzz balls on there, but yeah, I really like those two. So those are two I got the clearance section from Joann's the other week when I went. I just forgot to show those. So now the only other thing I have to show, I don't have any other works in progress or anything right now. Like I said, I've been working on that quilt, but I did order some printed patterns from Colette Patterns. They're doing away with their line of printed patterns and just going all digital. And I have a membership to their magazine because you get credits for free patterns every month. It's only like $7 a month or something. And you get free patterns with the subscription, plus you get credits for another pattern in this. Or no, you get credits for patterns. Something like that, but it's really good. They have lots of good tips and stuff on it. It's an online magazine. So, but they had their patterns, their printed patterns marked down because they're clearing them out. But they had a thing where you could do, for $15, you could get 3 patterns, but you couldn't pick them. They would send you a surprise. You could put sizes in. So that's what I did because that was $5 a pattern. Now, these are so pretty. Look at these patterns. They come in a little box. And one of the patterns I got, see this? I think I already had this digital, but this is what I was thinking about ordering in paper because I don't have to print it out. But if I needed to, I could. So I was happy to see this one. This is their Prudence. Their patterns all have women's names, or I think they have some men's patterns too, but I like the little keyhole at the top. It's not picking it very well. But I got that one. I got all dresses, so, which is okay. Now this is one, Penny, which I liked. It's like a shirt dress, almost, but it's got some shape to it. And I really like that. So then I also got the Claudette, which this is the only one I'm kind of like, I don't know if this is something I would wear. I may have to make it longer. I don't like shorter dresses above my knees. I like them to come to my ankles because I want people seeing my legs. Not because it's, I just don't like the way my legs look. That's all. I have very, very thick calves. So, anyway. So, this is the Claudette. It has like a, it's hard to see because it's a dark blue. It's like a flounce thing. You can probably see it better on the back. The line drawing. Yeah. Has that flounce. You don't have to put it on there, but that's the only one I was kind of like, I kind of like it. I was hoping for a top or something, but, you know, this dress. And they're packaged so nicely, just in these little paper box thing. So that was cool. So, I think that's the end of my sewing for now. Whew. I am getting very tired now. Moving on to DIY. Thrifty finds. I haven't made it to a thrift store. Didn't get to go thrift shopping at all in the fall, which is usually when I get to go do all that. Hurricane kind of messed all that up, and it's just kind of... So I haven't got to do any of that. But, let's see. This week on the blog for my Pinterest challenge, I decided to make a pumpkin pie garland, right? The garland is actually at my mother's. This is just glued. And y'all, this doesn't even have the pie crust on it because I hadn't put it on this one. I didn't even realize that. You can see pictures on my blog. I'll link to the post. It's supposed to have a little piece of burlap for the pie crust. I forgot to put them on these. So I had enough for 2 garlands, and the one I made and posted pictures of on my blog, I gave to my mom to hang up for Thanksgiving. So the pen that I was doing was to make the pumpkin pie garland, which I think hers was made out of felt, and I just used fabric I had on hand. But I also decided to make a pecan pie. Yeah, that's my little pecan. Kind of looks like a pecan. But I was trying to get the texture, so I did it with glitter. Again, I'm missing my pie crust up there. But, so that's on the blog this week. That's more DIY because it was just hot glue and fabric. Now I've got glitter everywhere. So, I ordered a couple things off of Amazon that came in. They had this 3-pack of Aleene's tacky glue, which I love. I have some over there, but it's getting low. And this 3-pack was like $5.47, I want to say. I think that's what it was. But I'll have the price listed in my show notes. But yeah, that was a good buy. I also got a box of Taylor's chalk because I have one white one which has broken all to bits because I keep dropping it. And so they had this one. This was $5 or something too. But it has like different colors. Y'all, my camera didn't die. It was full, so it quit recording while I was in the midst of showing you my colorful Taylor's chalk, which I'm sure y'all are excited about. Plus, my little camera holder thing, which had a crack in it and not doing right. It kind of flung off and it's broke now. So, yay, I've got to get another one of those. But anyway, the only other thing I was going to show y'all was that I got some more of these, which are the book rings I'm using for my stitch markers. And I get these because this is the only place I can find the different finishes. It has copper and the brass and the silver. So 3/4 inch book rings. I don't know of any place that sells these in bulk, like with the different colors. I'd like to know because I feel like I need to hoard these off of Amazon because I can't find them anywhere else. So anyway, on that note, I'm sorry this is wobbly. I'm holding it with my hand. I'm going to let y'all go because it's like 11:30 at night. I'm very tired. I'll probably have to edit this in the morning because I'm going to eat something and probably go to bed because I am very tired. So, I appreciate y'all watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this, even though I feel like I rambled a little bit, which I tend to do when I get tired. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Think about subscribing. I haven't done a tutorial video in a while. And I don't know if I'll get to do any the next 3 weeks. If I do, it'll be something very short. I'm going to try. So I may have to wait till I'm off for the 3 weeks to record more of those. So, y'all, when I'm talking, look at all the wrinkles on my lips. Because I do this too much. When I'm looking at my student. Yeah, look, that's attractive, right? Yeah, no, it's not. Okay, so something to think about when you're making those faces at people. It kind of does stick because it gives you wrinkles. Anyway. Oh, before I go, I want y'all to go check out Chaos Monkey on YouTube. She was the first person to buy a bag from my shop, which I super appreciate. Thank you very much. But she has some good videos. And I just watched one the other day. I don't remember what day it was, but it doesn't matter because I was trying to catch up on hers because for some reason they're not popping up in my notifications. But it was about knitting versus crochet basically, because she knits and crochets, and I've tried to learn knitting, but I've had a hard time. But she had some really eye-opening things about the way you should do your knitting. Y'all, my dog is over there just, you hear her snorting? Yeah, she's just rolling around and stuff. Anyway, she had some great ideas to transfer from crochet to knitting that were really eye-opening for me. So you may want to go check her out. She does some box openings for clubs as well. Mary Maxim, I think she does a knitting club, and then shows you what she makes. But yeah, she also has an Etsy shop. Chaos Monkey. Is that what it's called on Etsy too? I don't know. I'll put the links in my show notes, or I'll put a link to her YouTube channel down below. She has handmade crocheted items in her shop. So go check that out. And I will see y'all next time. Okay? Now I've rambled on again for another, well, 4 minutes. It seems like forever. But anyway. Sorry this is so close to my face. You can see my freckles and things. It's quite lovely. I will see y'all next time. Bye.